on Food Time with Sam, we'll be making Lembas Bread from the fantasy series The Lord of the Rings, and we'll be using the recipe from the Geeky Chef Cookbook. Also, please consider clicking the subscribe button below and giving this video a thumbs up if you like it. Before we start baking, we need to prepare our ingredients. While we do that, let's do a recap on Lembas Bread. Lembas Bread is described in the Fellowship of the Ring as more strengthening than any food made by men, and better than the honey cakes of the Bjornings. It will keep sweet for many days and has a golden exterior and creamy white interior. The ingredients for this recipe are pretty exciting. I feel like Cassandra Reeder, the author of the cookbook, actually thought about what would make sense in Lembas Bread. She uses unflavored whey protein powder to make it energizing. She also uses honey instead of processed sugar, which is probably more accurate to what elves would have actually used. Our ingredients are ready, so it's time to quickly grease the pan and add olive oil to the bottom. Now, I'm guessing the olive oil is going to be a flavor enhancer, or perhaps it's supposed to add moisture to the bottom. I'm not really sure, but I guess we will find out together. The next step is for us to combine all of our ingredients together into the mixing bowl and then beat on high for 1 minute. Now we just add our mix to the pan. Whoa. Not gonna lie, it doesn't look super appetizing. Let's try and get a spoon really quick to get all the goodies out. And then we cover it and we let it rise for about 1 hour. The bread has risen nicely, so now all we need to do is pop it into our already preheated oven and wait until it's golden brown. So my very first impression of this dish is that my Lembas bread doesn't look anything like the Lembas bread that's in the Geeky Chef Cookbook. So if you look at the picture in the cookbook versus mine, you'll see mine's about double the size and thickness. I am not really sure why that happened. I double checked my measurements. But yeah, hers looks much more like a cookie bar, and mine looks a lot more like a dense cake. The other thing that I think is really exciting is how great the exterior looks. It's nice and golden brown, creamy white on the inside. It's just beautiful. She did a really good job on nailing the look of Lembas bread. So let's give it a try. So you can definitely taste sort of the citrus from the orange peel, as well as the actual honey, the orange blossom honey in there. So the texture of the cake, it's really thick, like super thick, a little stodgy, I'm not gonna lie, but it's moist, so at least it's not like really dry and gross. It's definitely a moist cake. I guess the additional olive oil at the bottom helped to add that moisture while it was baking. I like the addition of the macadamia nuts. Texturally, it's really pleasing. You get a little bit of relief from the denseness of the cake. And I think the cake is supposed to be dense, right? Because this is supposed to be filling, right? It's not supposed to be a light, fluffy cake that, you know, you're going to eat at a tea party or something. It's supposed to be, you know, you take a bite and you're full, because one small bite, right, is enough to fill the belly of a grown man. That's what Legolas says. What I find interesting is that in the cookbook, Reader says that she actually took some of these hiking, and I just don't know that mine would do well on a hike, right? Hers did look like a cookie bar. I feel like that would travel really well, but because mine is so cakey, I feel like it would get smushed and be kind of gross. I don't know, maybe. They're so thick, guys. Yeah, but overall, I think this is pretty tasty. I think it's pretty good. It's not overly sweet. It's very subtle because of the honey. It's not like smack you in the face with sweetness. And it's kind of fun to eat. You get these little bursts of macadamia nut that add some changes in the texture while you're eating, and that's also really, really pleasant. If I had to change one thing about this dish, if I wanted to make any changes, I'd probably add maybe like candied ginger or something in here. But otherwise, I think this is really great. I think it's a fantastic recipe, and I would definitely recommend trying it. So I'd love to get your thoughts. Is there a different lembas bread recipe that you use that you really think captures the quality of what lembas bread is? Or maybe there's a food you've seen on TV or read about in a book that you'd really like to give a try? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time.